In this video, I am going to discuss about the in-text question of the chapter Heredity given on the page number 147. So let us see the questions. Question number 1. How do Mendel's experiments show that traits may be dominant or recessive? As we all know that Mendel, he performed his experiment on the pea plant. And for his experiment, he selected pure breeding pea plant with various contrasting traits. Pure breeding, what does it mean? That the progeny of that plant is exactly similar to their parents without any variation. And when I am saying contrasting trait, it means he selected tall or dwarf or pea plant with violet flower with white flower, or pea plant that had the round seed with pea plant that had the wrinkle seed. So plant should be pure breeding. They should have the contrasting trait. Then by the technique of emasculation and bagging, he performed cross-pollination in these plants. Say he crossed tall pea plant with dwarf pea plant. We all know that by nature, only self-pollination can occur in pea plant, but by emasculation and bagging, cross-pollination can be done. So by these two techniques, he cross-pollinated pure breeding pea plant with contrasting trait. But in next generation that he called F1 generation, he observed only one kind of trait. And the trait that he observed, he called that as dominant. And the other one that was not allowed to express was called recessive. And when he allowed these plants, F1 generation plant, to self-pollinate among themselves, then in F2 generation, in next observation, he observed that 3:1 was the phenotypic ratio, means whatever results were there, whatever progeny was there, out of that, 75% was of one parental type and only 25% was of recessive type. So I hope this is clear. Let us move to the second question. How do Mendel's experiments show that traits are inherited independently? Now, this experiment can be carried out only in the dihybrid cross. We cannot show this in the monohybrid cross as we are talking of more than one trait. So, when he selected such a plant, for example, say he studied the shape of the seed and color of the seed, and he knew that round shape is dominant over the wrinkle shape and yellow color is dominant over the green color. So he selected the pea plant having round shaped seed and having the yellow color with the pea plant with wrinkle and the green color seeds. In F1 generation, all were round and yellow color. But in F2 generation, the phenotypic ratio was 9:3:3:1. Means 9, one parent type, that is yellow and round. 1 was the other parental type, that is wrinkled and green. But these 3:3, these were the new combination. means round with the green color and wrinkle with the yellow color. How this is possible when parents were not showing these phenotype? Such different result or variation are possible only when the traits are inherited independently. So that is how Mendel's experiment proved this. Now let us move to the third question. A man with blood group A marries a woman with blood group O and their daughter has blood group O. Is this information enough to tell you that whether A or O is dominant? And you have to justify your answer. Remember, student, to reach to this conclusion that whether a trait is dominant or recessive, we have to keep 3 points in mind. Number 1, parent should be pure breeding or homozygous. Number 2, trait should be contrasting. And number 3, there should be cross between two. So now, yes, traits are contrasting here. One is with blood group A and one is with blood group O. And of course, because this is human being, so only cross is possible. But the third condition, that is parents should be homozygous or pure. Do we know here that the male and the woman who are having the blood group A or the O, they are homozygous? This information is not given here. When this information is not given here, we cannot draw any conclusion whether blood group A or O is dominant. So our answer would be that the information given here is not sufficient to draw any conclusion because we don't know whether the parents are pure breeding or not. Question 4. How is the sex of the child determined in human being? We have already discussed this in class in detail, that it is determined by the 23rd pair of chromosome that is known as the sex chromosome, that is XX in female and XY in male. So male is forming two types of gamete, X and Y, while the female is forming only one type of the gamete, X. So if this female gamete fuses with the X of the male, then this is going to form a female child. But if this female gamete having the X chromosome is going to fuse with the Y gamete of the male, then such a zygote will develop into male. So that is how the sex is determined in the human being.